Welcome to Glow Yoga and Wellness Podcast. I'm your host Natasha, Glow's founder, a yogi, a graduate of spiritual psychology, and a creator of a sustainable self-care program for graceful aging. In today's episode, I want to address one of the most dangerous, mysterious, and mostly out of sight beasts, chronic inflammation, which may or may not come with chronic pain. According to the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences and Harvard Medical School, chronic inflammation has been reported to contribute to numerous diseases, including arthritis, autoimmune diseases, Alzheimer's, diabetes, asthma, atherosclerosis, neurological diseases, and cancer. According to Cancer Research Institute, Department of Pathology, UCSF, chronic inflammation is a critical component of cancer, and many cancers arise from sites of infection, chronic irritation, and inflammation. We can live our life on complete autopilot, taking care of the world, our families, and our businesses, satisfying our short-term desires and chasing a long-term success without even realizing that our body cannot keep up with us. We don't stop our fast-paced life until our body hits the wall and is in crisis. When our life is touched by chronic disease, all our drive and past desires seem to dissipate, and our health becomes the problem of the day, consuming our headspace 24/7. When it hurts to be in our body, all the external achievements no longer seem to matter, and life can lose its colors. So, with this episode, I am empowering you to learn all about preventing and healing, because when we understand and meet our body's needs, it will make you feel your best. In this episode, I'll talk about what inflammation is, 3 common causes of chronic inflammation and pain, and the 4 pillars of healing. I will also share a few real-life recovery stories that I've experienced and witnessed. Let's begin with understanding chronic inflammation and pain. How I like to say it, pain is inflammation, and inflammation is information. The inflammation is actually not a bad guy. Inflammation is simply a process of repair. It's our immune system's response to repair any damage. Acute, short-term inflammation usually doesn't last for more than a few weeks and often comes with pain, which we can apply ice to or take a painkiller, leave that area alone and rest up while the body is doing that acute repair. Here's the inflammation definition according to medical science. Inflammation is a biological response of the immune system that can be triggered by a variety of factors, including pathogens, damaged cells, and toxic compounds. By the way, the information I share in my podcast is based on medical studies, and you can see some of the resources in the episode description below. The main thing I want you to learn today that inflammation means repair, the functioning of our majestic immune system. Acute inflammation happens when we have sudden damage, break a bone, pull a muscle, eat a nasty bug, herniated disc, get an infection, cut our skin, or get exposed to a toxin. We often feel pain when our body kicks into acute inflammation to rebuild the tissues. Killed pathogens swell, raise our temperature, push the things out, and even stop functioning so it can do all the magical processes to fix things up. The subject of this episode, though, is chronic inflammation and pain. When the symptoms don't go away after a few months. Persistent chronic inflammation is a result of prolonged exposure to stimulation, and as we now know it, it's very, very dangerous. But because we understand now that inflammation is repair, we can use it as invaluable information telling us that something in our body is simply breaking down, something that we do daily is exposing our tissues to damage. It's like our body keeps screaming, help, help somebody, but we are not hearing. Unfortunately, inflammation is not so white and black, and chronic inflammation may or may not come with pain. And it takes us a long time to find out that we got inflamed tissues. For instance, if our colon or stomach is being damaged by what we eat, the sign is not often pain, but bloating, skin disorders, acne, rosacea, dermatitis, indigestion, or allergies. It's not so clear when our internal organs are breaking down. If our arteries and capillaries are breaking down by our blood sugar spikes, it will usually not show up as pain, but as high cholesterol or insulin resistance, and eventually as kidney failure. Please listen to my episode about sustainable weight loss to learn exactly how our arteries can get damaged daily by our love for unhealthy foods. And listen to my gut health episode to learn about digestive well being. When our inflammatory symptoms linger and we go to see a doctor who will diagnose all the chronic inflammation as the suffix itis, dermatitis, arthritis, colitis, bursitis, folliculitis, bronchitis, tendinitis, gastritis, basically anything with an itis after the tissues is a chronic inflammation. Colon is colitis, inflammation of the colon, dermatitis, inflammation of the skin, and so on. There is an itis for absolutely every tissue of our body, including the brain. The key to your healing is this. Your itis is a sign, an information that somewhere inside your body something is breaking down, something that we do or expose ourselves to continually irritate our tissues. Before I opened Glow, I dealt with a few diagnosed chronic inflammatory conditions: gastritis, hip bursitis, plantar fasciitis, and neck arthritis. My chronic neck pain was the reason why I picked up yoga and resistance training. I'm very grateful to acknowledge that today, in my 40s, all of that is in the past. And in the past 10 years since following the Glow self-care program, I've not experienced any more itises. And you can listen to how I healed my gastritis, inflammation of the stomach, in the gut health episode. Okay, to concrete our basic learning here, inflammation is repair. So chronic inflammation is a sign that our body cannot keep up with the repair. Something is breaking down and we may or may not experience pain. Chronic inflammation means that the damage somehow does not stop. We are continually doing something to ourselves or exposing ourselves to something that breaks down the tissues day in and day out. Whether it's our internal organs, joints, arteries and capillaries, our skin, or even our brain. So, our main quest to how to heal should be not the next steroid medication, but to find the underlying cause. Why is our body inflamed? What do we do unconsciously to keep irritating our body? And what is that we continually exposing ourselves to that stops our body from healing itself? How am I mistreating my body, causing a hostile environment where healing cannot be fostered? Some of those things are our lifestyle choices, but some of them, of course, are out of our control. Here are 3 most common causes of chronic inflammation or pain. Important to know that more often the cause of our inflammation is not just one of those 3, but a combination of all of the following. Number 1, our unhealthy diet, self-medicating, and daily exposure to toxins. When we indulge in Fritos, cookies, zero sugar drinks, a pastry for breakfast, a sandwich for lunch, pizza with wine for dinner, that kind of standard American diet is the main reason behind most of our itises, especially arthritis, colitis, gastritis, dermatitis, arterial arthritis, which is a heart disease, and many more chronic conditions. Processed foods, I just mentioned, plus alcohol, create irreversible internal damage that is unfortunately not visible for a long time until it's too late. When our skin gets red, our joints are all achy, and we have an emergency heart surgery. Our daily food and alcohol indulgences often cause painless inflammation, the most dangerous and very easy to ignore. We need to do our very best to stop buying processed foods and learn to love veggies and hummus when we crave a quick meal. As for the toxins, we often expose ourselves to too many artificial fragrances, toxic cleaning liquids, mold, smoke, or dust. It is important to keep our household free of any known toxins, and even fragrant laundry detergent can create chronic inflammation in our skin as we spend hours in bed and use the towels every day. Please listen to my skin health skincare episode to learn about the skin. The second common cause of chronic inflammation is unbalanced use or unbalanced strength of our body. Unbalanced use means that we are not moving daily, not exercising enough, or we overuse. We have all heard of tennis elbow, for instance. Then we play a lot of tennis, we get lateral epicondylitis. If we have a physical job lifting heavy boxes, we will wear out our hips and our spine. If we grip anything all day long with our sticky fingers, like our cell phones or driving wheels, we'll overuse the hands, creating chronic inflammation in our hands. When I kept my head and arms in front of me all day long for years, I created inflammation, arthritis in my neck. Pain and inflammation happen with overuse of particular tissues combined with not enough of resting, combined with too much stress, combined with the unhealthy diet. And there is also inflammation caused by the weaknesses around our joints. What happens in weakened muscle situation is that our stronger muscles are overcompensating while our weak muscles stay lazy and offline altogether. For instance, if our front thigh muscle is somewhat developed because just our lifestyle, we sit down, we get up a few times a day, but our inner thigh muscles, our outer thigh muscles, and our hamstrings are weak, like most of us, all of the surrounding joints, knees, hips, and low back will not be structurally supported, eventually causing pain and inflammation. That is why the first step in recovery, whenever you see a doctor for your joint pain, is building strength and physical therapy, exercising daily. Unfortunately, most people never do their physical therapy homework, and that is why our pain lingers for the rest of our life. Even after we're forced to replace our joints, exercise is the only path to complete recovery. I get to answer this question at Glow all the time. What can I do for my back pain, sciatica, neck pain, knee pain, shoulders pain, you name it? The answer is careful strength building 3 times a week at the very minimum for the best results. The worst that actually happens is when people experience pain, they become afraid of movement and stop working out altogether, thinking movement makes their pain worse. Commitment to move a few times a week is the key to healing inflammation. Nothing fast-paced, but steady, body weight, resistance-based workouts are what doctor recommends. Our chronic pain was building up for at least a decade of improper overuse. It will take some time to rebuild our body and our bad habits. My neck pain did not go away in 3 months. It took me at least a year before one day I realized, wait, I don't think I feel my neck burning anymore. That was just incredible. I want to inspire you not to give up, no matter what pain you're experiencing. The best way to recover is to build strength around all of your joints using resistance training, taking slower yoga classes to improve joint mobility, circulation. I credit my recovery to my strengthening routine. I had to create my own signature class called 360 Bar, incorporating resistance bands from physical therapy, plus all of my favorite Pilates tools. Physical therapy works magic, but only if we do it. And if you ask me, my 360 Bar class plus yoga is the best lifelong preventative self-care. Once we build the strength all around, 360 degrees around all of our joints, all of our muscles will be online, working as a team, as designed. The pain will go away. Another important reason to stick with your regular strengthening routine is building your bone density to prevent osteoporosis. According to the latest data, 1 in 2 adults over 50 experience bone fractures caused by osteoporosis. 25% of hip fracture patients die in the year following the fracture, which is a great reason to try to strengthen our bones and our balance, by all means starting today. I'm intending to do a whole separate episode on bone density and osteoporosis, as this is such a prevalent health issue. 50% of people will experience bone fractures. That is crazy. All right, and the third reason, common cause of all chronic inflammation, is dysregulated nervous system, is when we are stressed out and in a state of fight and flight, chronically, long term. In this chronic state of high cortisol, we can never rest and repair. We are such highly adaptable species that we often don't even realize that we live in a high stress, and our cortisol hormone hijacks our immune system day in and day out, keeping us susceptible to all inflammatory conditions and all cancers. Our chronic stress can be caused by our bosses, who are mostly negative, by our children when we're struggling with something, but our aging parents, by watching daily news, by our unconscious trauma from the past, by being in unhealthy relationships, and simply by living in a noisy environment. Did I list all of the things that we usually get exposed to every single day? Our cities are so polluted with noise, it can keep our system in fight and flight without us even knowing it. It's the only matter of time that we get chronic inflammation when we live in a high cortisol state. Today, your doctor can order a cortisol hormone test covered by your insurance for these conditions: high blood pressure, high blood sugar, glucose, obesity, fragile skin, muscle weakness, osteoporosis, irregular menstrual period, increased facial hair, and any kind of feeling of stress and anxiety. Please advocate for yourself and have your doctor order your cortisol hormone test the next time you visit. It is much better to be in the know and prevent the disease before it's too late. Let's assume we all have elevated cortisol. How do we lower it? Again, the three common causes are the inflammatory things we eat, the alcohol we drink or toxins we expose to, our physical imbalances, and our level of stress. And these three causes usually work in combination. For instance, while a person living a relaxing small town lifestyle, drinking wine with pasta dinner, can feel amazing, a stressed, hard-working person in the city having a daily drink and a slice of pizza can create a chronic inflammatory environment. Stress alone can cause irreversible damage inside, and stress coupled with any mildly toxic exposure creates a death by 1,000 paper cuts. Here's an inspiring story from one of the students I was lucky to work with. She came to Glow with excruciating foot pain last year, and a year later, after taking exactly 163 classes, she, for the first time, shared the details of her incredible story with me. A few years back, she was diagnosed with foot arthritis, and her daily pain was 10 out of 10. She suffered for years, not able to enjoy even a simple walk, and the worst part, she said, was that her mind could not focus on anything but her pain and her arthritis. Imagine living your life and thinking of your pain and your doomed future all day long. The doctor kind of hinted that this is a life sentence. Not asking or talking about her lifestyle choices, the doctor said, we can do a foot surgery too, clean up some damaged bones here and there. She, of course, signed up for the surgery, hoping to reduce that excruciating pain and get her life back. After surgery and physical therapy, 3 months go by, the pain doesn't go away. A year goes by, and the pain still does not go away. She keeps going to see the doctor, who finally admits, well, I don't know why you have arthritis. This was my wake-up call, she said. Why was I relying on this doctor this whole time if he had no idea why I have the arthritis? I had goosebumps when she said that. She dug deep into inflammation and found a few things that might have contributed to her internal inflammatory environment. She was munching on a few bags of Doritos with Diet Coke every week, and of course was not eating too healthy in general. Her stress level was super high because of her persistent pain, and she's never taken a barefoot exercises, so her feet were weak. Even though she was still in pain a year after surgery, learning that, she's decided to join Glow. And amongst 163 classes she took were our 360 bar class, the resistance training, Glow Flow yoga class, and sound baths, a very soothing meditation classes. In our 360 bar and yoga classes, she was doing a lot of one-legged standing poses to rehab and build up the strength in her feet. And exactly a year since she started at Glow, her pain and the arthritis were gone. In that year, she has also eliminated processed foods, waved goodbye to Diet Coke and all sweet drinks, invented her own green juice recipe with ginger, bok choy, and other leafy greens, lost over 20 pounds, turned around her mood, and is now excited about her active future. Not until she has addressed all three causes I mentioned before, she was able to say goodbye to the arthritis. Keep listening and we'll go through the 4 fundamental pillars of creating a healing, repair-friendly environment inside. 4 things that we all can do starting today to assist our incredible body with the process of repair, rehab, and prevent all the damage, building a healthy house to live in. I like thinking about these 4 pillars in terms of pro-repair habits we all can implement. Another way of calling the anti-inflammatory lifestyle, pro-repair. Promoting repair is what we actually want. It's more accurate that way. For our body to shift into pro-repair mode, it needs these 4 fundamental ingredients. First, the body needs the building materials themselves. Our body needs nutrients to rebuild its own tissues. It needs every possible vitamin and mineral to patch things up, to create new healthy cells. To be exact, about 5% of our body weight needs to be vitamins and minerals. I hope you understand that we cannot build a healthy cell from a Dorito, right? We are what we eat. I should start eating Victoria's Secret models. To repair, our body needs bright color vegetables and omega-3 rich foods. In the medical studies, you can learn all about anti-inflammatory diet, which means eliminating sweet snacks, absolutely all flavored beverages, including sugar-free drinks, white carbs, all snacks from the bags, and alcohol. The mentioned foods consumed daily actually are the cause of majority of the inflammatory conditions. If our diet consists of pizza, alcohol, dairy, sandwiches, there is not only a deficit of building supplies, but also a continuous damage to our internal organs, which increases inflammation. Consuming whole, colorful foods that grow in the soil every day provide our body with everything it needs to begin reconstruction and repair. Stop drinking alcohol for a few months. Give your body time to patch things up. If a few months without booze sounds like you want to break up with me right now, most likely you are not applying yourself fully and bought into a misbelief that life is mundane without alcohol. Sign up for a local Toastmaster club. Become a daily member of a local yoga studio, martial arts gym, pottery class, music school, volunteer at the local kids center for after-school program, and your life will become exciting again without the booze. We drink the most when we have nothing else to do. Fill up your weeknights with growth-oriented fun activities and the problem will disappear. It's easy to drink when you come home or go see a friend for dinner instead of going to a yoga class, right? Okay, the second pillar of healing chronic inflammation is putting our body into parasympathetic state every day. Every day we need to have a mental hygiene practice to lower the cortisol hormone and build up high quality sleep. No repair is possible if we live in a fight and flight state, in this chronic state of catching up, worried, or upset. Our body also restores itself, rebuilds itself during the deep stage of our sleep. If you can track your sleep using any wearables, you want to create a routine for about 13 to 15% of your night to be in deep, non-REM sleep. Deep sleep is a critical time for physical restoration. Repair at the cellular level, restoring strength and function to tissue, muscles, and organs throughout the body. During a deep sleep, the body restores the function of our immune system, which is repair and protect. Even if we eat kale salad and sardines, but feel stressed or emotionally charged, no repair is possible, as our body does not do the business of long term when our cortisol is elevated and our sleep quality is not so good. To lower our cortisol every day, we can do a lot of things. Go outside for a walk, take a yoga class, practice breath work with meditation, enjoy bubble bath, play with your pet or kids, spend 30 minutes in silence, and definitely turn off that TV. Check a few breathwork episodes I've uploaded to this podcast you can practice to lower your cortisol and blood pressure and improve your sleep in a matter of minutes. Breathwork is one of the most effective ways to rebalance your nervous system. The key is daily practice. I'm resuming my breathwork trainings in 2023 and have an exciting breathwork retreat coming up in March. We are going to see the northern lights and try dog sledding, a bucket list adventure for all. You can read about it below in this episode description. The third pillar of rehabbing inflammation, preventing inflammation and pain is structural strength and balance. When we struggle with chronic joint pain, the neck pain, shoulder pain, back pain, all of that, it's really, really important to correct the three underlying issues here, which are our poor posture, raise your hand, hello, weak back body muscles, and undeveloped joint supportive muscles, the muscle that surround all the joints around 360, 100 degrees. And what exercise is the best to reduce inflammation? Yes, the one you do. Choose one that creates overall balance, uses the majority of the muscles, and does not add to damage, does not add stress to your system. If your workouts come with city traffic, loud instructors, heavy weights, high speed, or competition, that might not be the best for you today. Instead, think calm, mindful, and daily. And if you are in high physical pain, doing a 20-minute full body stretching sequence is a good way to start and really is the true path toward long-term recovery and prevention. Strengthening is important even if you experience physical pain. Knowing that absolutely every stretch strengthens our muscles, and there is no such thing as stretch without strengthening. Every stretch physically loads the tissues, which in turn creates strength. In this episode description, I'll include one 20-minute, 360 degrees strengthening rehab sequence with the foam roller. You can slowly build up on. Do as much as you can every day. You gotta do something. Start today. Without strengthening, we're simply not giving our body the opportunity to heal. And the fourth pillar of healing inflammation and pain in our body is circulation. Improved circulation. Think of circulation as a fourth foundation of your health. The process of any repair is fueled by circulating liquids, right? The move to deliver building materials and remove damaged cells and pathogens, toxins. Circulation can be increased by what we have mentioned above, exercise, stretching, and also massage, heat, sauna, red light therapy, infrared light therapy, and some botanical topicals. Massage is known to be the best method for pain relief. While we can take a pill to relieve our pain as a temporary band-aid, a regular massage will put our body on the road to recovery, activating the parasympathetic state, releasing stress, reducing cortisol, helping our body reactivate the muscle function, releasing chronic tension, congestion, and collected toxins. Even the best oncology centers today use massage therapy as a part of the treatment. What I personally do to keep my itises, inflammation from ever returning again, is my daily workouts. And then I apply the anti-inflammatory roll-on every day with a wicked peppermint mixture called Inhale Nature. Then I do a weekly full body rollout. It's a self-massage using tune-up massage balls and a foam roller. Then I regularly schedule a full body massage, and I use red light therapy. I've developed an anti-inflammatory pain relief roll-on using my grandma's recipe and then emptied up with the most potent botanical, scientifically proven ingredients to increase circulation and speed up repair. You can order one for yourself in the description below and try for yourself. Just be careful with it, a little goes a very long way. The story behind my anti-inflammatory roll-on began with my mom's healing story. After she turned 50, she was diagnosed with arthritis in her hands and her daily pain was 10 out of 10. She has tried all the steroids and pills the doctor prescribed, but nothing worked. Then she remembered about her mom, my grandma's daily ointment with camphor and potent botanicals. She started to rub that mix into her hands every day, which felt very soothing, instantly relieving the pain itself. And about 6 months later, she's noticed that the pain was gone and her arthritis was healed. I credit it to the ingredients plus her action of rubbing, massaging her hands, applying it in every day. All that increases circulation, which is a must for any repair. So, to summarize the 4 pillars, 4 equally important tools for recovery from chronic inflammation. Recovery and prevention. Important. That is very important. No matter what in our body needs fixing, our immune system repairs the body best when we eat healthy, have daily mental hygiene to reduce cortisol, improve our sleep, when our body's strength and posture are balanced, and all of our juices are flowing with ease, delivering supplies and rebuilding the tissues. I host an ongoing live remote training for self-care habit development. In this live training, we get to practice absolutely everything I talk about here in this episode and in my podcast overall. You can read about my daily live training program here below and join us. It's a smaller, friendly group of dedicated women who want to feel their best. I hope after listening to this episode, you understand why I call inflammation information. Inflammation informs us that somewhere we are perpetually doing something or exposing ourselves passively that keeps adding to the damage of the tissues. It's like we are drinking a little drop of poison for years, keeping our body in a constant struggle, trying to repair. Help someone. Even if you have not been diagnosed with anything yet, or your doctor gave you an itis for your long-term pain, redness, rash, indigestion, or anything else, the itis cannot be healed by a painkiller or steroid. The itis is a sign that our body is in a state of repair and needs a help, a response to something that we unconsciously damage day in and day out. Go full-on detective mode, keep searching for why, follow the 4 pillars of the repair protocol, and ask yourself every day, how can I support my body today to reduce its stress? Feed it with high-quality materials, strengthen it, and give it the quality sleep that it deserves. Thank you so much for listening. I'm so proud of you for staying curious and learning new ways of taking loving care of what you've been given as a gift. Remember that healing is application of love and care to all the places that hurt, and consistency is key. If you enjoyed this episode, please pay some love forward by leaving a 5-star review. Tell me what you enjoyed and if you had any breakthroughs in your healing journey. It will help others find this podcast, get inspired, and hopefully start feeling better. Sending you love, health, and peace from one and only San Francisco.